Here's an expanded development timeline for Croc, Legend of the Gobos, detailing the game's evolution from its early days to its eventual release in 1997. 1994. A conceptualization as a Yoshi 3D platformer for the SNES. The earliest version of Croc began as a 3D platformer project for the Super Nintendo Entertainment System, SNES. The concept featured a character resembling Yoshi, inspired by the success of platformers like Super Mario World and the growing interest in 3D games. However, the SNES was not equipped for 3D rendering, which limited the potential of such a project. During this phase, the game's world and mechanics were not fully formed, but the idea of a 3D platformer was already in the minds of the developers. 1995. A transition to the Nintendo 64 and development shifts as technology advanced. The development team recognized that the SNES hardware would not be suitable for 3D gameplay, so the project was moved to the Nintendo 64 platform. Nintendo 64 offered superior 3D rendering capabilities, which allowed the developers to experiment with 3D environments and gameplay. The team started to create a prototype using the N64's early development tools. This version focused on exploring the possibilities of 3D space and incorporating platformer elements in a fully realized 3D world. The game's visuals began to take shape, with more refined environments and the start of character modeling. Key event: it was during this stage that the project went through significant changes, including the initial departure from the Yoshi theme, although the platforming mechanics were still inspired by Super Mario 64. 1996. A transition to PlayStation, shift to original IP. Due to licensing restrictions related to using the Yoshi character, the team was forced to redesign the game to make it a new and original intellectual property. As a result, the character was reimagined as Croc, a young crocodile with a distinctive green color and a quest to rescue the Gobos, a species of small, furry creatures. The game was officially moved from the Nintendo 64 platform to the Sony PlayStation. The PlayStation was gaining market traction and was better suited to the needs of the development team, with improved 3D rendering tools and a large install base. Croc underwent further changes in its design, including a more whimsical tone, with levels featuring bright, colorful environments and creative challenges. This period also saw the establishment of the Gobos as key characters and the development of the antagonist, the evil villain known as Baron Dante. Key event: the team at Argonaut Games, previously working on the Star Fox series, helped refine the game's design to create a more polished and original platformer. New gameplay elements, such as exploring 3D worlds and collecting Gobos, were added. 1997. A final development and release of Croc, Legend of the Gobos. By the end of 1997, Croc, Legend of the Gobos was completed and released for the Sony PlayStation in December. The game was well received for its fun, colorful 3D platforming, drawing comparisons to Super Mario 64 while maintaining its own identity. The gameplay focused on Croc navigating various levels, solving puzzles, and rescuing Gobos from Baron Dante's clutches. The game's success led to a sequel, Croc 2, which was released in 1999. Key event: the successful launch marked the culmination of several years of development, involving multiple shifts in direction, technology, and branding. Summary of key milestones: 1994, initial development as a Yoshi-themed 3D platformer for SNES. 1995, transition to Nintendo 64 and exploration of 3D platformer mechanics. 1996, shift to Sony PlayStation, rebranding of the protagonist to Croc, and creation of original IP. 1997, release of Croc, Legend of the Gobos for PlayStation, featuring colorful 3D environments and platforming gameplay. The development of Croc, Legend of the Gobos is a fascinating example of how video game projects evolve due to technological limitations and external factors, such as licensing agreements, as well as the constant push for innovation in the rapidly advancing world of 3D gaming. For many,